Hey, welcome back to the bottom of the dumpster fire. Let me start off this review with a good old-fashioned Randy Pitchford what the fuck? Back in the olden days of 2013, Gearbox released Borderlands 2, developed with money that Sega paid them for Aliens Colonial Marines, and it was critically acclaimed. Okay, as part of their campaign on making more money, they created a handful of short DLC packs for the game, one of which was called Tiny Tina's Assault on Dragon Keep, which added a couple of hours of gameplay in an in-universe Dungeons & Dragons campaign, and people loved it so much that Gearbox said, hey, why don't we do that Tiny Tina's campaign again, but bigger? But wait, maybe some people don't know what this game would be referencing. Well then why don't we just re-release the original DLC as a standalone release? Someone at Gearbox said. Brilliant idea, and we'll make it cost more than the original DLC does. Why does this cost $13.99, but the DLC is $10.99? Oh yeah, sure, it's free on Epic. Hell, I got it on Epic Games too, but now I can write a scathing Steam review. Besides, it still costs money on consoles, ignoring the fact that you should really play Borderlands 2 before you try Tiny Tina's Assault on Consumer Wallets, a Balan Wonderworld One-Shot Adventure. Seriously, why isn't this just given out for free everywhere? Or if you really want to put a price on it, why isn't it something like $5 instead? Alright, whatever. You know what, let's just go talk about the actual game. On the planet of Pandora, except not that one, something, lots of guns and violence. Oh, and Roland died, and the teenage girl deals with the trauma of losing someone close to her by being in constant denial and dungeon mastering a game of Dungeons & Dragons, except also not that one. Essentially, if you've never played any of the Borderlands games, they're basically Diablo clones in their procedurally generated loot, but they're also first-person shooters, and they're extremely stupid.
And Hilaria kind of smells like butts and dead people. I smell butts and dead people.
You get random guns and try to make the most of what you have while people just scream into your ear.
The bar owner has a problem. Talk to her.
I've played through a bunch of them, and I'd consider this one-shot to be actually one of the better releases, mostly as to how self-aware it is. The world is bright and sunny, except we forgot that the handsome sorcerer made it all evil, so now it's all evil. That's his name, by the way, the handsome sorcerer. On top of that, the first boss is his totally unbeatable dragon. Except, you know, that's not actually fair, so it's just this puny little skeleton instead.
I am Mr. Bodhi Van Sky.
The queen is missing. We need your help, the game says. So you go to the gate to wander off into the woods with the gatekeeper. Except screw that, let's just go blow up shit instead. And it's basically this kind of tone the entire way through. It's starting off with something, except there's a plot twist. Anyway, you follow the gatekeeper into the Forest of Tranquility, the forest of being eaten alive by trees, and find jewelry scattered on the ground. That must be a trail that the queen left, because otherwise it's impossible to go down the basically straight corridors with little side paths without getting lost. But hold on, the door is blocked. So go get these 3 bare asses and come back with them so you can progress. And if you don't mind doing fetch quests for the duration of the entire game, then you'll enjoy this. I typically don't like them that much, so this is why I have a slightly annoyed tone about everything, but I still decided to try some side quests around here, which range from take this tree and protect it so it can kill everyone to you are really, unbelievably bad at picking up a gun. A really weak part of the side quest is that they're a little bit out of the way, and on top of that, you can't stumble upon them. You have to make sure that they can spawn first. That gun wouldn't appear otherwise. That sapling, well, I mean, you had to get it somehow. Anyway, the next door after that is blocked, but there's a white knight nearby that can help you go through. Shoot some skeletons only to find out that the white knight was Roland all along. He's alive and immortal and everything's okay. Then you can shoot 3 more bare asses with him and feel all warm and fuzzy inside and don't question, you know, the fact that he's dead. On top of that, around this point, the queen is also alleged to be the most beautiful woman ever, so this game is really hyping itself up for disappointment. And afterwards, you find the Tree of Life that can stop the handsome sorcerer's curse, but plot twist, the gatekeeper was actually evil all along.
Wait, what? That makes 0 sense.
Kick his ass. You go deep into the dwarven slave mines to look for delicious crumpets, seek their leader's help in stopping the handsome sorcerer, except you roll a critical idiot and punch him in the face, starting a war between them and, well, just you. You're a dick. Well, shit. I guess you just go on all alone, so oh look, there's the wizard Gandalf, but also not really, and he will stop you from proceeding because he can't bear to see more adventurers kill themselves in fruitless battle.
You shall not pass! Damn it!
Unfortunately, the door later is locked again, so now it's a task to collect 4 bear asses, each representing the letters T, A, F, and oh god, it's a boss fight for this one. Alright, so the trick here is to just free the handsome sorcerer's control over him, allowing you to get past... Nah, I'm just kidding. You're the jackass that killed Ragnar. You've gotta die for your treacherous misdeeds. So you blow shit up, grab the last letter R, and unlock the door by unscrambling the password.
Is it Raft? I bet it's Raft.
You go through, you shoot some more baddies, and end up reaching the bridge with the dragon from the start of the campaign. Except this time it's not actually immortal, so guns beat magic every time. Well, actually, guns are their own special kind of magic. Oh, and Roland comes back to help you, although I think I was doing fine on my own. But you fall into this clearly unavoidable trap and have to make your way back shooting skeletons and spiders, and this part of the game sucks. There is a spirit of a prisoner that beckons you to help her, but here's the thing, like the entire level is a maze. I hate mazes. Besides, some of these skeletons shoot you and then teleport away when you look at them. You know, I just try not to think about this part of the game at all. It's the weakest link so far.
And then Roland appeared to kick some butt.
Yeah, Roland is the Dungeon Master's Mary's too, if it's not obvious yet. This part actually gets kind of sad. I mean, it's interrupted by the boss battle being the handsome sorcerer's daughter that wants to wreak havoc on the world or whatever, but... like, man. Anyway, you kill her, and now you reach the final boss's tower. There is absolutely nothing stopping you from kicking his ass except for all the enemies in the way. And I should mention, this game is really short. Like, I did not really cut out any part of the game. Beating the main story takes like 3, maybe 4 hours tops. You could probably get it down to 2 or as high as 5, depending on your luck, but something to note with this one-shot is that the balance is super generous. Like, for real, it drops you good items like candy on Halloween, and you get 2 skill points per level, basically speeding the process up much, much faster than it would normally be. And I'd actually consider this to be the most important part of the game. It's very antithetic to the idea of grinding because of how quick and rewarding everything is. I like. This is a really good release, except for the price. Anyway, the final boss has 3 stages, because of course it does. We got 3 bear asses here, 3 bear asses there, and honestly, the boss isn't remotely a bitch until I accidentally fuck up, die, and realize now I have to do the last stage all over again while my stops stop being overpowered due to my playstyle essentially being I don't need to aim if I kill everything. Well, now unfortunately I don't kill everything, and I have to aim. And unfortunately, this part takes longer than any other boss because of it, and I need quite a bit of luck to actually win here. This is probably the most fair battle I've ever had against a boss. Everything before that, I was using a gun from level 5. That is just pitifully low. That's how strong my build was. Oh, and then Roland appears again.
You did it. We've won.
And Roland showed up and he was really happy and everyone lived forever and it was great at the end.
Enough! You can't just deny what Jack did to Roland.
I hear you.
She's right, Tina.
So do you want to do some side quests or?
You need to accept it. Roland is dead.
I know! I know! But it's my story! And...
Anyway, Roland gets saved by Bloodwing in the end, the dead pet of one of the other characters, and everyone lives happily ever after. The end, yep. Oh, and also, before I forget, you do rescue the princess, who I will refuse to show because this game did not disappoint. And the queen is a spoiler that deserves to be kept secret.
She is beautiful.
She sure is, Brick. Except the problem is that the queen's identity is a spoiler that makes absolutely no sense if you didn't play Borderlands 2 first. So, it kind of becomes a complete non sequitur in this one shot. Oops. 10 out of 10 ending otherwise.
I love you guys.
And then Claptrap said something stupid and ruined everything. It's kind of a shame that the things I really like about this one-shot's balance are really unlikely to carry over to the upcoming Tiny Tina's Willy Wanker. This game doesn't overstay its welcome, the writing is hit or miss, but it can hit really, really good, and honestly, it's got great music. I forgot to mention it. I hope they bring back Jesper Kid for the music in Tiny Tina's Wonker Bunker, because man, I haven't heard such good music from a AAA game in years. This release only exists to bring hype and attention, and for that it gets a final score of thrice as expensive as it should have been. Now, if this wasn't something that came out years ago and for less money, but a new original story with its own levels, yeah, $14 would be an absolute steal for this. The problem is, I already bought this game years ago, so why do I have to buy it again for the same platform? I genuinely would have sung praises about this being a corporate risk that deserves to be paid off since it really is a good game, but as it is now, it's a title that I would recommend with about a dozen asterisks. On the upside, you get to kill Face McShooty again.
I'm gonna sing a song. Shoot me at the end of it. Da 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 da.